All right, we're gonna do some restorative yoga. Maybe you just got up. You don't know what day it is? I don't know what day it is. Do you really know what day it is? No, you don't. None of us do, but that's okay. So go ahead and sit on your mat, get comfortable. Hi, Lauren. Mommy's doing video, kids. I feel for anybody who has to work from home and has kids. Grab a couple of blocks. I have a couple of yoga blocks here. I have a couple of yoga blocks, but you can use sofa cushions. This is what happens. This is just what she does. Here, see? It's gonna be coughing and drama because she's not on camera. She's jealous. All right, so grab a couple of sofa cushions. And let's get started. Come to a comfortable seat. Sit in a cross-legged, easy pose. There you go. And just root down through your sit bones. Pull your low belly in, right underneath your belly button. Just draw it in and down. And then draw that energy from your seat up through your spine. And let your shoulders melt down your back. You can rest your hands on your lap, palms up or down. And you can start to take some deep breaths in and out through your nose. Breathe in. And breathe out. Let's do that again. Take another breath in. See if you can breathe a little deeper. Take another sip. Yeah. And hold it for just a second. You don't have to tighten when you hold it. Just kind of let it pause. And then exhale out. And this time push a little bit more air out when you exhale. And now we're going to do that on our own. Take a breath in. And pause for a second, then breath out. And breathe in and out through your nose. You always want to breathe in through your nose rather than in and out through your mouth, because that activates the fight or flight reflex. So especially if you're anxious, it's good to do nostril breathing rather than exhale through your mouth. But if you need to exhale through your mouth, go ahead and do that. Just always breathe in through your nose. And if your nose is stuffy, use one nostril. That's why we have two. Breathe in. And breathe out. You might notice your mind gets distracted. You might start thinking about what you need to do today. You might start thinking about, am I going to get my unemployment insurance debit card today? Or maybe you're thinking about your family, if you can't be with them. So all these things are going to come into your mind. If I keep talking about them, they'll probably come into your mind, so I'm going to stop. But when you think about things that are distracting you, go back to your breath. So now we're going to come back to that inhale. And an exhale. And if images help you, think about an elevator going up when you breathe in. And then at the top, the doors open. And then when you exhale, the elevator goes down. You might think about cars passing on the highway. So as you breathe in, there's that thought passing, and then just kind of let it pass as you breathe out. It just goes away down the road. No need to chase it. When we follow these distracting thoughts, it's like chasing the cars down the highway. That doesn't make any sense, does it? That's dumb. That's right, Pepper. Pepper doesn't think about it. Breathe in. And breathe out. Now we're going to start to come back into our bodies. So blink your eyes open. And we're going to come into our first posture. The first posture we're going to do, bring the soles of your feet together in a butterfly pose. And this may not be easy, so that's okay. You do the best you can. If you have to slide your heels a little farther away, that's okay. You can slide your feet farther away. If you can bring your heels in, that's good. Then take your props. You can put your props under your knees like that. if you don't need to, slide your feet away. Just kind of let your knees hang out. And then take any other props that you might have, like your blocks, and put them on top of your feet, right on that inner arch of your foot. And if that doesn't work out, you can always put the blocks in front of your feet. You got those two options. Move the camera so you can see what I'm talking about. There we go. Yeah. So go ahead and take your blocks, your props. We'll just call them your props because I don't know if you have blocks. You're going to put your head on the top one. And that's it. That's the pose. It's a seated butterfly pose. And what you can do, if your shoulders are tight, you can kind of drape your arms behind you like that. Or if you need to use your hands to stabilize your props, you can do that. Just relax your shoulders away from your ears. You can tell when you put your head down if your shoulders are creeping up. Just imagine someone's putting their hands on your shoulders to relax them. Special effects. There she is. You know, what can I tell you, folks? It's free, so. So we'll go ahead and stay in this pose for a couple of minutes. And I'll let you know when it's time to come out. If you notice when you are in this pose, if you start to feel your body begin to yield to gravity, you can adjust the pose. You don't have to be motionless. The one thing that's great about restorative yoga is that you have a little bit of wiggle room for the poses. You don't have to worry about being perfect. It's not about perfect alignment. You can maybe start to slide your feet in a little bit closer, or you can lean a little farther forward. You could take your props and adjust them. Just go ahead and do that and come back to those deep breaths. Right, Pepper? In through your little pushed in pug nose and out through your mouth. Breathe in. And breathe out. Start to bring yourself up out of the pose. And then move your props out of the way. And take your hands, bring your knees together. You can take your time when you do this because after a few minutes they might feel a little tight. And then you can put your hands behind you and windshield wiper your legs side to side. Get some blood flow back into your legs. Now we'll come into another pose. So sit back on your mat or wherever you're sitting on the floor so you can extend your legs in front of you. And then take your right leg I'm going to do the left because it's the opposite. Take your right leg out to the side, and then take the sole of your left foot inside your thigh. And if it doesn't go all the way, for whatever reason, you can bring maybe your heel to the center of your body. And then you can take your props and set them right on top of your thigh. You don't want to put the blocks on your kneecap, because I will save you the trouble of experimenting. It's not going to feel good because your knee doesn't go in that direction. It only goes one way. It only bends one way. So don't put the block on your knees. Don't put the block on your thigh. There you go. Or your props, your pillows, whatever you have. And you can also allow a soft bend in your knee. And if you need to put something under your knee, you can go ahead and do that as well. So go ahead and put your prop on top of your thigh. And just rest your head. And this is a half butterfly pose in the yin yoga practice. Just rest your head and rest your arms. And again, if you feel like your shoulders just won't let go, you can slide your arms behind you. And then over time, if you want to go deeper in the pose, you can adjust your prop and make it a little lower. Notice what your face is doing. If you find you're furrowing your eyebrows or your jaw is tightening up, see if you can let that go. Just release it. Maybe stick your tongue out once or twice to kind of get your jaw relaxed. And you feel this all the way through your lumbar spine, your piriformis muscle, and in your hamstrings. Go ahead and stabilize your prop as you lift your head. And then you can bend your right knee in, and then switch to the other side. So extend your left leg out, bring the sole of your right foot inside your thigh. And again, if you need to set up a block underneath your knee, that's totally cool. And then set up your block on this side. Now it's very normal for this to feel totally different on this side. That's okay, that's why we do both. And sit up nice and tall, and get your sit bones on the mat. And just rest your head down. And it's the other side of our half butterfly. like to lift your head up. Come out of the pose and bring your other knee in. And again, you can windshield wiper your knees side to side just to loosen them up. All right, I'll do some reclining postures. I have no idea how this is going to look on camera, so, you know, let's hope for the best. I'll move the camera this way. All right, there we go. Yeah, so now we're going to come into a supported bridge pose. That's always a fan favorite, right? Right, Pepper? Come on to your back. Bring your feet about hip width distance. And then when you lie on your back, make sure you have your prop in your hand. So come onto your back. It'll look ridiculous and I don't care. Then you're going to lift your hips, put your block underneath your hips. Make sure it's not in the small of your back. Make sure that it's in your sacrum, which is a little bit lower than the small of your back, like right below your belt line. You can bring your knees together or not, and slide your heels closer to your glutes. Take a breath in and breath out. Use an inhale breath to lift your hips off your prop, move it out of the way, lower down. You can move your knees to the left, and then come back to center, move your knees to the right. Let's feel a stretch in your low back. Come back to center, and then from here you can come into pentacle pose. And in pentacle pose, you can just take up lots of space. Just open your arms wide, legs nice and wide, chin center of your chest. You're welcome to stay here in pentacle pose for as long as you like. If you're concerned about falling asleep and you want to get back to your day, you can start bringing some movement back into your body. So start to wiggle your fingers and toes, flex your toes, open and close your fists, and move your chin side to side to bring some energy back into your neck. Bend your knees, roll over to one side. When you're ready, press up to a seat. Come Come back to seated easy pose. Get one more shot of pepper. Look at that face. Nothing like it, folks. Sit in seated easy pose. Cross your legs the way you don't normally cross them, the opposite way. Sit nice and tall. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Let's take one breath together. Deep inhale. And exhale out. So thank you for joining me, and appreciate you being here to do this practice with me. Thanks Bruno and David and Nancy and the yoga studio, Rebel Realtor, anybody who tuned in, thank you so much. If you like starting your day with some restorative yoga, or for some of you, I know it's already well into your day, depending on where you are on the globe, but if you would like more of this, thank you, Professor Reverend David Carter. Yeah, if you'd like more restorative yoga, let me know. Have a great day. Namaste. Namaste safe. Yeah, I know. I made that up all by myself.